Boy, I tell you, everything is coming against this motherfucking game right now. They try to throw everything at a pimp plus the kitchen sink. Not everything but the kitchen sink, but everything plus the kitchen sink. Give y'all a second to get up in here, man, so we continue with this game, man. This shit is crazy. Damn. We should be good now. Put some love in my body while I give y'all a second, two, or few to get up in here. King Bennett, top of it. Clockwork, yeah, you know Pimp got to keep that love in his body, man. Your boy Cali Banks Freeze, I be watching you and Sinful, or you and Sin. Blessings to y'all, both of y'all. Blessings to you as well, man. I appreciate you tuning in. And for those of y'all who have not yet at this point, Ray Gunn, what's up with it? For those of y'all who haven't, go ahead, hit that motherfucking thumbs up button. Wipe your feet off at the door when you come into a pimp's domain. Shit crazy, man. I pay T-Mobile way too much money to be having them type of problems, man. But we should be good at this point. Because at first I was thinking it was YouTube that was tripping on me, but I don't believe it was YouTube. I believe that it was motherfucking whack-ass T-Mobile. But I believe the problem is solved at this point. So we won't have any further interruptions, man. Let a few more people get up in here and we're going to jump right into it once again. Global say T-Mobile pimping me too. Yeah, T-Mobile be on some bullshit, man. Like lately, the past like month or so, I've been having problems with T-Mobile, man. I'm talking about I will have a perfect signal and it still be on some bullshit with a pimp. Like, how do I have a perfect signal, but my internet ain't working, or my signal is bad, it's in and out, all this old bullshit with a perfect fucking signal? How does that happen? And like I said, I went from Sprint. I had Sprint originally. Went from Sprint to T-Mobile because Sprint was the king of that. I'm talking about perfect signal, no internet, no nothing. Right. Hey, T-Mobile hotspot is, I don't even use the hotspot no more. I used to use that motherfucker all the time. They try to like, I forget how much I pay for the hotspot, how much extra I pay for the hotspot, but I need to revise my plan because I ain't used my hotspot in forever. And the reason why I don't is because the last couple of times I used it, you use it one time and all the data is gone. In one session on the hotspot, and it's supposedly unlimited, but y'all already know the shit slow down after a certain point or whatever. But you use whatever that allotted amount of data is before it slows down, you use all of that in one time using the hotspot. So T-Mobile, they getting over, man. I might have to think about switching to AT&T or Verizon or some shit like that. I ain't never had AT&T, and I ain't had Verizon in many moons. But I might have to switch to one of them motherfuckers. But anyway, man, back to this game. Once again, hit that thumbs up button. Wipe your feet off at the door when you come into a pimp's domain. And just to give y'all a recap, as the title suggests, we talking about how these hoes then became the trick sidekick, man. And for those of y'all who wasn't tuned in on the first part of this, and even for those of y'all who were tuned in, shit, the signal was so motherfucking fucked up. I don't know what y'all heard and what y'all didn't hear. I don't know what parts was cut out. Or man, so much shit coming against this game. But these bitches then became these trick sidekicks. And a big part of the reason for that, like I said, is because of this internet shit being so easy for bitches to get on and make money. Because it's so easy and there's not necessarily a need for game, bitches don't have any type of desire or appreciation for game. All they know is that they can post an ad and make some money. So that's what they do, right? And the internet game has created a culture within the game that is such a thing where, like, bitches have become trick sidekicks. And the reason for that is because, like I say all the time, when it's no game, game is going to be replaced with compromise. So that's what all these bitches do. They compromise with tricks in order to have, and they don't even have their way. They compromise with tricks to get a little bit of something. They don't even get what they want. Because if they had game to get what they want, they would get a lot more out of tricks than what they do. But they compromise with them just to get a little bit. And, you know, like I was saying just a second ago on the other live, the internet is designed for bitches to lose. The internet game, these websites and shit like that is designed for bitches to lose. And it's not even popping like it used to be. It's not popping like it used to be, but like I said, the residue from the internet world is still left in a lot of these bitches' minds and in their hearts. The residue from the internet game, even if the internet was to completely shut down right now, the residue from the internet is still gonna be on a lot of these the majority of these bitches, right? Because it's created and embedded a certain mentality in them bitches, you know, to where they put the trick above everything. They even put the trick above themselves, which is crazy. I done seen types of situations where, like I said, not only have I seen bitches get into relationships with tricks, get married with tricks, have kids with tricks. I done seen situations where they'll have kids and be introducing the kids to the trick. The trick and the kid got like a relationship with each other. They be going out to eat and going to a music. Hey man, I'm starting to think that it's YouTube that's giving me these problems, man. This shit crazy. I think YouTube is really giving me these motherfucking bullshit ass problems, man. YouTube is really trying to come against this motherfucking game and ain't trying to let this game come through, man. But anyway, like I said, I done seen situations where, you know, bitches will introduce tricks to their motherfucking kids and they kids be having like a personal relationship with this motherfucking trick. Bitch, that's not what the trick is for. The trick ain't to come in and play stepdad and all of that shit, play uncle or whatever. The trick is for the money and that's it. And see, if you bitches had game, you wouldn't have to do all of that. But like I said, bitches don't have an appreciation for game, so that's neither here nor there. And bitches got, like I say, that in-call mentality, that reactive mentality. Yeah, like Jay Jugger say, trick daddy. You know, that's what a lot of these bitches got going on in they mix. But you know, like I say, that reactive mentality, that in-call mentality, it's just completely backwards in terms of, you know, trying to be successful. When you got that in-call mentality, that reactive mentality, and it's crazy because this just goes to show you how ingrained in these bitches' minds this internet is. Because see, like a real hoe gonna get it anywhere. Like I say all the time, a real hoe is gonna go however a pimp tell her to go, and a real hoe is going to be able to get money no matter where she is. The world is her track. That's a hoe's mindset. The world is her track. But these internet bitches, or even in the strip club. I, that's how that's how in that's how that's how widespread this in-call mentality is within the game. You got bitches that ain't never even played the internet, but they still have this in-call mentality because of the influence of the in-call mentality throughout the entire game. You got bitches on the track who ain't never played the internet mentality. You got bitches in strip clubs who ain't never played the internet but got an in-call mentality. They ain't never had an in-call, but they got the in-call mentality. And what I mean by that is they got that reactive mentality. Bitches on the track. If you go to the track right now and you see bitches down, 9 times out of 10, they standing there and they in their motherfucking phone. And, you know, when the trick pull up on them, they not being proactive. They sitting back, letting the trick dictate the conversation, dictate the interaction. They following the trick's lead within the conversation. And like I said, the bitch ain't got no game, so she hitting them with compromise. Same thing is going on inside the strip club. And the problem with all of this shit is these bitches, they not built like hoes. They can't get money wherever they go. So when they get on a pimp's line, you know, a pimp might, you know, try to give them some instructions on what to do. But if they outside of their comfort zone, it's just gonna be like a dead fish in the water. You know, like for instance, right? This bitch that was on my line not too long ago, she was a strip club bitch. I told y'all a little bit about her. But this bitch was a strip club bitch. White girl, blonde white girl. All she knows is the strip club. She tampered with the internet a little bit. But that's not even really her thing. She really don't even know how to play the internet. She was just fucking with some dude that was posting ads for her, right? But she don't even really know how to do the internet. But swear up and down she a hoe. So the bitch end up in Vegas. And she just ain't getting no money. And she talking about how she's stuck and I can't get over here. I can't do this. I can't do that. Because she's sitting back waiting for everything to happen to her. See, even in that strip club, the bitch sits back and she waits for tricks to do everything. The bitch, she ain't the type of bitch that like, because I done seen hoes even operate in the strip club. I'm not saying, I don't want y'all to get it misconstrued. I don't want y'all to think that I'm giving you the impression that just because a bitch is in the strip club, she ain't doing no real hoeing. Or just because a bitch is on the internet, she ain't doing no real hoeing. No, hoeing can be applied no matter where the bitch is at, no matter how she getting down, whatever the case is, some hoeing can be applied. A bitch can be proactive. But on the internet, it's extremely limited. But even on the internet, a bitch still could apply some hoeing. But in the strip club, a bitch really can apply some hoeing. But you have a lot of bitches in the strip club with this in-call mentality. They sit back and they think because they halfway decent looking, they sit back and they wait for everything to come to them. You know? And what they don't understand is they surrendering the control to this trick. And even in the strip club, they being the trick sidekick. You know? Shit is crazy, man. And like I said, with this stripper bitch that ended up in Vegas, she out there talking about, like, you a blonde white girl in Las Vegas and you're not making no money. I don't give a fuck if you in the middle of the desert and you don't know where to go or how to go or whatever. If you are a blonde white girl in Vegas, there's no way that you should be broke. Really, if you a bitch to call herself a hoe, period, in Vegas, but especially if you're a blonde white girl. And I don't want y'all to get that misunderstood either. I'm not saying that, you know, white girls are better than black girls or better than any other ethnicity. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to marketability, if you know how tricks think, I'm talking about the masses, the majority of tricks, the default desire is a blonde white girl. That's what tricks want, the majority of them. Of course, if a bitch got some hoeing and some game about herself, she's going to thrive above everybody. But on accident, if you just put a bunch of bitches somewhere, a variety of bitches with no game, All they know how to do is suck and fuck. They don't know how to do nothing else. They don't know how to talk to tricks. They don't know how to do nothing. If you put 100 bitches in the same place, whether it's in the casino, in the strip club, on the internet, whatever, the blonde white girl, she's gonna make the most money. If they all got the same level of game, which is no game or anything like that, the blonde white girl is gonna make the most money because by default, that's what tricks want more of than anything else. But at the end of the day, if a bitch is a hoe, she gonna win regardless. Because it's not so much about what the trick want. If a bitch has the game to get what she want, then she's gonna thrive above everybody. But if it's a bunch of bitches with no game, the blonde white girl, she gonna win. That's just the fact of the matter. It don't matter what you like or what you think is better or whatever the case may be. That's just the way of the world. That's something that's just is what it is. So like I say, you got this blonde white girl in Las Vegas, and she talking about she a hoe, but this bitch ain't getting no motherfucking money. How are you in Las Vegas and you ain't getting no money? The bitch talking about how she ain't got to wait to the strip. So she's sitting back waiting for somebody to take her to the strip. Then on times when she makes it to the strip, she don't know where to go. She don't know how to do this. She don't know how to talk to tricks. She got anxiety and all this little weird ass shit. You don't want no money. Or you sitting back waiting for a trick to come up to you, which in Vegas, that's not going to always happen. Because in Vegas, it's too much variety. It's too many bitches available to these tricks. So the proactive hoe, the bitch that's actually applying herself and doing some real hoeing, she's going to win every time. She going to blow right past you. I done seen so many situations in Vegas where this is that reactive mentality and bitches, you know, having the mindset of being a trick sidekick and they don't even understand that that's what their mindset is. That shit is so fucked up. I done seen so many situations and pimps who be down in Vegas, you know what I'm talking about. But I done seen so many situations where a bitch is sitting there and multiple tricks is looking at this bitch, googly-eyed over this bitch. They want this bitch bad than a motherfucker, but this bitch is she just in La La Land, or she in her motherfucking phone. That's another problem bitches got real bad. Bitches just be in their motherfucking phone. I done seen that shit so many times in Vegas where if a bitch just lift her head up, she might make $1,000. Bitch, if you just lift your head up, you might make a few racks. But you so busy down in your motherfucking phone, you know, you so hooked on this motherfucking internet and social media and all that type of shit, you don't know how to put that shit down and be proactive. See, because that's what that in-call mentality, that reactive mentality. The bitch is sitting there in her phone with her head down because she's so accustomed to motherfuckers coming up to her like that. And she's so accustomed to being in her phone, and then that motherfucker rings, she answer, and then she make arrangements for a date to come to her. That's what a bitch is used to, not knowing that, bitch, when you go outside, you got to be attentive. You got to be aware of everything that's going on. You got to be observant, because you have to rely more so on what's within your control. See, when you sit in the in-call, it's so much beyond your control. You don't have, because you're in a room, you're looking at four walls. Ain't no tricks in that motherfucker, so you don't have to be like attentive to your surroundings. So you could be in your phone because you're waiting for that motherfucker to ring. So while you waiting for the phone to ring, you could be in that motherfucker all day long, be in your phone, and then the phone ring, you set up a date, the trick come, whatever, and then you right back to your phone. You could do that in the in call. But when you out and you down and around, you moving through them casinos and all that type of shit, bitch, you got to have your eyes peeled. You got to be paying attention, because all that shit is going to play to your advantage. But when a bitch is leaving out of that in-call and going outside, and she has that in-call mentality, she going to miss all kind of money. I done seen the same thing on the track. Motherfucker be on the blade. I done seen motherfucking tricks ride past bitches, and the bitch don't even see all these tricks lined up trying to date her motherfucking ass, because her phone. She just walking and in her phone. Tricked and pulled up and pulled off to the side and parked and waiting for the bitch to walk up to his window and break his motherfucking ass. But the bitch don't even see that because she walking and in her phone at the same time because she got such an in-call motherfucking mentality. She's so used to being a trick sidekick. She's not at all used to taking charge. She's not at all used to being proactive. So that's why the bitch is always in her phone. Because she's not a make it happen type of individual. She's not a let me break this trick for everything type of individual. She's the type that I'm going to let it happen and I'm going to just get whatever he feel like giving me. That's what type of bitches these bitches is. You know, and see, like I say all the time, man, acknowledgement is encouragement. And these bitches don't acknowledge when they be down and they be outside, they don't understand that acknowledgement is encouragement. So they be acknowledging the wrong things and encouraging the wrong things. It's so many ways that shit fucks the game up. These bitches being the trick sidekick. That shit fucks the game up in so many ways. See, when a bitch is used to being a trick sidekick, that's another thing. She don't have no concept of being in pocket, right? Like I say all the time, and like I was right, you know, being in pocket then really just became like a novelty. It sound good, but it don't really mean shit no more. You know, motherfuckers don't teach bitches the concept of being in pocket, let alone how to be in pocket, what's considered being in pocket, what's considered being out of pocket. Motherfuckers don't teach bitches that shit no more, and bitches don't have a concern or desire for that no more. So, as a result, when bitches be down, they just get disrespectful with the pimping, not understanding that the pimping just doing his job, you know, and bitches be down and, you know, like I say, acknowledgement is encouragement. They be acknowledging the wrong shit. The opposite of not acknowledging is the opposite is not acknowledging and not encouraging. So, bitch, if you stay in pocket and don't acknowledge the pimping, you're not going to encourage the pimping to sweat your motherfucking ass. But, again, in order to operate like that, you have to be proactive. You have to have the mindset that I'm in control when I'm out here. I can control who fucks with me and who don't fuck with me. I control who I fuck with, who I don't fuck with. This is the mindset of a real hoe who don't have that in-call mentality, that sit back and let whatever happens, happens mentality. When you operate like that, you're going to be disrespectful with pimping. Pimping might fuck around, bust you in the mouth. Pimping might fuck around and you know, make an omelet out of your ass like I like to do sometimes, you know, hit a bitch upside the head with some eggs, because I'm not going to get violent with a bitch, you know, especially a bitch that don't belong to my pimp. But I will egg a bitch about some disrespect. But nowadays, I don't even really do that. Nowadays, I don't even really sweat bitches. And see, it's because I know that these bitches is the trick sidekick. I don't even have a desire for the. See, it used to be fun, man. It used to be fun when a pimp go out and get at hoes and sweat hoes, get hoes out of pocket, break hoes, you know what I mean? It used to be fun when bitches was actually hoes and when motherfuckers was actually pimping. Motherfuckers was actually pimping and it was more hoes outside. It used to be fun. But because motherfuckers ain't pimping and they done became bitch sidekick, and because these bitches done became the trick sidekick, it ain't no respect in the game no more. Because respect don't matter. You don't have to have respect when all you are is a trick sidekick. When all you are is a trick sidekick, and that's the whole essence of the way you move in this game, you don't have to respect the game. You don't have to respect the pimping. So why do it? You don't even have no type of concept of that. You're not even thinking about being respectful and respectable. So it's just different now when a pimp go out. Like especially when I be in Vegas, I don't even like Vegas no more. And I never thought I would say that. I never thought that I would have the outlook on Vegas that I have. Don't get me wrong. I believe that Vegas right now, there's never been a greater time to get money in Vegas than it is right now. That's the way I see it. But when I say I don't like Vegas, it's because of the way that the bitches are out there. Like I said, it used to be fun. Now when you go on Vegas, when you go on the strip in Vegas and you getting at bitches, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be disrespectful. And it's like, that's how it be. You know how it is, man. When you out campaigning, you really like talking to certain types of bitches, but when you don't see them types of bitches, you going to just talk to who's there a lot of times. You know what I mean? Keep your pimping sharp, exercise your mouthpiece, so on and so forth. So a lot of times, man, when a pimp be down in Vegas, a lot of them bitches be ratchet, a lot of them bitches be dusty, a lot of them bitches be looking cheap, and these is bitches that you normally wouldn't talk to, but because they the only bitches around, you might say something to a bitch, especially if a bitch say something to you first because they so out of pocket. Like I said, they don't have no concept of being in pocket. So they just out of pocket naturally. So you might say something to a bitch, but 9 times 10, it's going to end up in the bitch being disrespectful with you. And they get so disrespectful sometimes that you be wanting to like hurt the bitch. But I don't even want to have to go through that. Because if a bitch get disrespectful with your pimping while you out there campaigning, you could whoop the bitch, you could beat her up, you could egg her, whatever the case may be. You're not going to be able to whoop the disrespect out of a bitch. You're not going to be able to whoop or egg the disrespect out of a bitch. You're not going to be able to egg disrespect in. You're not going to be able to egg respect into a bitch, or you're not going to be able to beat respect into a bitch. Whatever you do to this bitch, at the end of the day, you could kick this bitch down a mountain, and she might break all the bones in her body. As long as her mouth work, she's still going to talk shit. She's still going to be disrespectful. You still going to be a bunch of punk ass niggas, and you ain't shit, and nigga on crip. I have my nigga come up here and air this shit out and all of those type of shit, man. So to avoid all of that, I just don't even talk to bitches no more. Even when they get out of pocket with me, I get in pocket on their ass. I don't even talk to, like when I be on the strip nowadays, well, I can't even say nowadays because I ain't been to Vegas in a minute because I don't like that motherfucker. But even when there be other places, a lot of times, and it's hoes around, I don't even like talking to bitches because they just so disrespectful. And see, a big part of that be the drugs too. You know, when motherfuckers got drug problems, a lot of times they just be irritable, especially when they ain't got their drugs. Motherfuckers be irritable, and that's what a lot of these bitches' problem is. You know, motherfuckers be irritable. You know, they got a chip on their shoulder, and it's just so easy to get them upset. You could blow the wind at them the wrong way, and they just, you know, they want to be disrespectful. I don't even like dealing with that shit. So, and I know that's the majority of bitches. Majority of these bitches is coke heads, pill poppers, and you know, what they call the shit, you know, G. They like fucking with G. They like fucking with black. You know, for those of y'all familiar with them terms, crystal meth and heroin. You know, these bitches like fucking with all that type of shit, man. So it just be a waste of a pimp's time even trying to communicate with these bitches. Because 9 times out of 10, it's going to result in a bitch being disrespectful with you. And because I just do not like being disrespected by a bitch, even when I am able to do something about it, I don't want to do nothing about it because I don't want to be disrespected. I'd rather avoid the disrespect. So I'm just not going to talk to a bitch at all. You dig? So, but like I say, all of this stems from bitches being a trick sidekick, man. All of this shit stems from being the bitch being a trick sidekick. See, because the opposite of being a trick sidekick is being a real hoe. And when a bitch is a real hoe and she has the mindset of a real hoe, she thinks and operates like a real hoe, her outlook on the trick is totally different. See, a lot of you bitches don't know. Any bitches who might be watching or might see this video later on, you don't know. You don't understand that you're not supposed to be friends with the trick. You're not supposed to be hanging out with the trick. You're not supposed to be laid up with him. You're not supposed to be his girlfriend. You're not supposed to have kids with the trick. You're not supposed to marry a trick. You're just supposed to break the trick and keep it pushing. A lot of y'all don't know that, so I got to break it down in very simple terms. In layman's terms, you know, some of y'all might be laughing. It might sound funny to you, but a lot of these bitches just don't know. But bitch, you're not supposed to be friends with the trick. You're not supposed to be personal with the trick at all. You are never supposed to be personal with a trick. And see, like I said, when a bitch got the mentality of a hoe, when a bitch is consumed and possessed by the spirit of hoeing, she ain't got no mercy on the trick. No mercy. She not giving them an inch. Her whole mindset is break a trick. See, when you the trick sidekick, that's why bitches use terminology like donations. Like I've said to y'all before, donations is another word to me for pity. When bitches use terminology with tricks like donation, you basically begging the trick, have pity on me, give me a donation. But a hoe don't think like that. A hoe is like, fuck your donations, I want everything. Donation is just a small portion of what a trick might have. But a hoe want everything. A hoe don't even comprehend donations. Like, what the fuck is that? A real hoe, she not thinking about no donations. She want the bankroll. She want a trick to break himself. Not give a portion of whatever he feels like giving her. A hoe want a trick to break himself. You know, and when a bitch don't have the game or the mindset, or she not built to break tricks, like I said, the next best thing she knows, she want a trick to have pity on her. She want a trick to write reviews so that other tricks can see these motherfucking reviews and base their decision on whether or not they gonna date this bitch on the reviews that she got and all this type of shit. See, another thing you bitches don't know. Guess what? Reviews don't motherfucking matter. When you go outside and hoe, reviews don't matter. When you sitting boxed in that room, and you know, tricks can identify you by your phone number, or you know, they can identify you by TER. I know TER got like an ID number. I don't even know if TER exists no more, but I know some of them review sites, you know, bitches have like an ID number or something of that nature. But basically, tricks could track you down on the internet. If you got an ad posted, they could find your reviews based on the ad that you got posted, because you're on the internet. But when you outside in the world, guess what? There's no way for reviews to follow you and track you. So when you out in the world, when you outside hoeing, a trick's opinion don't matter. See, on that internet, a trick's opinion matter. That's why you got to be a sidekick. That's why you got to sit there, like I said, the trick sitting there with the review like it's a doggy treat, and you sitting there panting, you know what I mean, with your paws up, and the trick got the review like this, and he like, sit, play dead, roll over, put this dick in your mouth with no condom, swallow this nut. Good hoe. That's a good hoe. That's a good bitch. I'm gonna go ahead and give you this good review, bitch. Good job. You know what I mean? That's how that internet shit is. And that's not the way, that ain't got nothing to do with the game. That's not the way this game is supposed to go. But see, like I said, when you go outside and hoe, the trick's opinion don't matter. You know, when you go up to a trick in a casino, or you go to a bar and sit next to a trick and you start talking with them, it ain't no, oh, well, where's your reviews? Or hold on, let me check your reviews before I make this decision to date you. Tricks ain't doing that outside. It ain't no reviews outside. Tricks' opinion don't matter outside. So it's not a type of situation where, yeah, let me see what these other tricks is talking about and whether or not they think that you a good bitch to date. you know? And see, you skip all the bullshit because when you on the internet, a trick is worried about whether or not you a catfish, you know, whether or not you gonna bait and switch them, and all this old type of shit, whether or not you really the bitch of the pictures and all that old type of shit. When you outside, you skip all of that because when the trick see you, what he see is what he get. On the internet, it's not always what you see, what you get. You know, you might see a picture of a chicken and the trick show up and he get nothing but some feathers, you know? So on when you outside, the trick don't have to deal with that. You don't have to the burden of proof. You don't have to prove yourself so much as far as what you look like and all that other type of shit. And tricks writing reviews on you like, oh yeah, this is fake ad, catfish, fake pictures, or oh yeah, the pictures is really her, but you could tell she done gained about 25 pounds since then. Or, the pictures is her when she was a lot younger. She got crow's feet in her eyes and all that other type, or tricks lying on bitches, or he might be telling the truth. Shit like, yeah, the reviews, man, trick might be like, yeah, her put her, she got bad hygiene, or, her room is a mess, and, all this old type of shit that can influence a trick to not want to date a bitch. And it's just because another trick said it. The shit could be lies, it could be true, but whether it's a lie or it's a truth, a trick's opinion, a trick's voice should never have that much power over a hoe. Oh, he said the bitch, when you outside hoeing, that shit don't matter. That shit don't matter at all, man. So when you outside, you don't have to be the trick sidekick. But the fucked up thing about it is, like I said, this in-call mentality has infiltrated every aspect of the game. The in-call mentality is spilled over into the minds of bitches on the track. It's spilled over to the minds of bitches in the strip club. It has spilled over to the minds of bitches on the carpet, in casinos, at bars, wherever. It's bitches outside, and it's like they mentally in prison. They got themselves in a mental prison. And it makes sense, even though I don't agree with it. I can understand why bitches who play the internet have an in-call mentality because of the way it's set. That's what the tricks want. See, the bottom line, bitches on the internet, they stupid, the majority of them. And even if they not stupid, they not applying a fraction of their brain power, so they behave as though they're stupid. So the bottom line is, bitches on the internet have foolish behavior. And tricks know that. And they've designed it so that bitches can stay foolish and become more foolish. And they've designed it so that they can retain power and gain more power. But, so like I said, it makes sense on the internet because that's the way the internet is designed. The internet is designed for bitches to be dumb and for tricks to have all control, all the power, and tricks to have their way and bitches not have their way at all. But outside, it doesn't make sense because, like I say, outside, a trick's opinion shouldn't matter. When a bitch go outside, even on the internet, a bitch don't have to be a bitch ain't never got to be a trick sidekick. But on the internet, it makes sense. Going outside, it don't make sense. But the bottom line, like I say, when you stand for less, you fall for more. And bitches stand for less games, so they fall for more games by the trick, even outside, even in the strip club, whatever the case is, And see, a bitch is valuable. If you are a female, if you are a person, if you are a person with the anatomy of a female, you are powerful. I don't give a fuck if you got a glass eye. I don't give a fuck if you got a peg leg with a kickstand. As long as you have a pussy, you have power. But the problem is most bitches ain't aware of that. And see, What tricks don't want you to understand is the power of your pussy, the power of the fact that you're a female. Tricks do not want you to understand that, because as long as you don't understand that, they can have their way with you. They can keep you as their sidekick because you don't understand the power of your pussy. You don't understand the power that you have just by being a female. Tricks, if they can, if you leave it up to tricks, you ain't gonna never understand your value as a female. And I can't stress that enough. Like I said, if you look at simple economics, the value of the dollar keeps dropping over time. And as the value of the dollar keeps dropping, the price of everything, goods and services, goes up. All of that shit goes up over time. The only thing that goes down over time is the price of a woman's time and a woman's pleasure. Bitches, they just keep dropping in value. Like I said, once upon a time, minimum wage, once upon a time, was $3 an hour. And back when minimum wage, I'm talking about just in California. I remember when I was younger, a lot younger, even pretty much as a kid. When I was a kid, minimum wage was $3 an hour in California, right? But even when minimum wage was $3 an hour, if you talk old hoes from back in the days or old pimps that was pimping back in the days, it was still a bitch's goal back then to make $1,000 a night. If a bitch had $1,000 night, she had a good night back then when minimum wage was $3 an hour. But right now, in 2019, minimum wage is $11 an hour. So it's damn near quadruple what it was back then. But guess what? Bitches still think they had a great night if they make $1,000. Now, like I say, simple math. If minimum wage has damn near quadruple, you might as well say quadruple. Because 11, that's one away from 12. So back when minimum wage was $3 an hour, a bitch's goal back then was to make $1,000 a night, right? So if you do simple math, we don't even have to quadruple it. We could times it by 3. Let's say minimum wage $9 an hour, which is not. Let's just say minimum wage is $9 an hour. You times it by 3. Logically, a bitch's goal should be to make $3,000 in a night. That only makes sense. What else makes sense? See, bitches and bitches, it's crazy how, this is how fucked up the game is, right? Right. Like Robert says, it's $9 in Nevada. In Arizona, I believe minimum wage is $10. And Kim is saying that it's $12. I don't know if you're talking about California, because as far as I know, California minimum wage is $11 an hour. But the bottom line is, everywhere that I could think of, I take that back. Kentucky minimum wage is low than a motherfucker. $11.25 in Arizona, you sure? I don't know, it might be. Oh, it's 12 in LA. Right. See, I think for the whole state of California, minimum wage is $11. LA, it might be $12, but because different places might have different shit, but for the whole state of California, minimum wage is $11. Right? Right, like Tony Skrilla 702 say is 15 in Frisco and Seattle. And I believe that because the cost of living in Frisco is ridiculous. Frisco got one of the highest costs of living in the whole country. So, if you go by that, then San Francisco, because I'm sure in San Francisco, once upon a time, minimum wage was $3. And see, I'm glad you mentioned Frisco, right? Because I wish I could talk to some of the veteran pimps that was pimping in Frisco back in the days. But I'm sure that once upon a time, even in San Francisco, minimum wage was $3, right? And I'm sure that at that time, a bitch goal still was $1,000 a night. You know? But even in Frisco, right now, if a bitch have $1,000 night, she gonna feel good about herself. But if you go based on the simple economics and, you know, simple inflation, that shouldn't be like a goal. It shouldn't be nothing to be happy about. And like I said, that's what I was getting at, right? That's one thing that's fucked up about the game right now. These bitches really be making excuses for these tricks. Oh, they really don't be having money like that. Bitches will go into like the type of expenses that tricks be having. I done had bitches really try to break it down to me why tricks can't pay what they want. Especially them fucking internet bitches. The bitches with in-call mentality. Them bitches that's the trick sidekick. I done really had bitches really sit down and try to explain to me why tricks can't pay this much or that much or whatever the case may be. You know, bitches might be like, oh, well, they don't make a lot of money over here where I'm at, or, you know, the economy is like this, or the cost of living is like that, and woo, woo. Bitches will really make excuses for tricks. But what about when a trick, you know, like I said, because see, when it comes to this game, the game is the most flexible when it comes to standing on prices. The game is the most flexible. Like I said before, go to motherfucking Walmart and, you know, you want to get a bicycle or something for your kid, and the price tag on the bicycle is, and Walmart just go for it, be like, you know what, fuck it, you can get it for 50. Hell no. You gonna either pay this 150 or you gonna get your bike somewhere else. you gonna go somewhere else, but you're not finna give us $50 for this bike. This bike is 150. That's what we want, and we not budging. You know, if you go to the car lot got a price in mind that they want to sell this car for. You ain't gonna be able to. The car might be 30,000, and you go to the car lot, and be like, you know what, man? I got 10,000 cash right now. Why don't you go ahead and take this 10,000 and let me take that car off your hands? Car lot gonna look at you and laugh, because they know what the value of that car is, and they firm on the value of that car, and they not gonna budge on the value of that car. They gonna get what the fuck they want. If they say 30,000, motherfucker, you gonna give me this 30,000, or you gonna get a car from somewhere else. You're not getting this car for no 10,000. No, you're not. Bounce. Next. Because they understand that they have the power. They got the control. And whatever it is they say, they don't give a fuck if, you know, you only make this much money, or they don't give a fuck what your bills is, or what type of crisis situation you might have. Your family member died and you had to pay for this funeral, or your mama went to jail and you had to pay for her a lawyer and bail her out. Hey, we don't give a fuck about none of that. This car is 30,000 though. You know what I mean? But bitches, having become the trick sidekick, they'll sit and listen and entertain all that bullshit and justify why they can only get so much money from a trick. And this is a female that we talking about. A female is more valuable than any of this shit that I've named and anything else that I can name. A female is more valuable than all of this shit. But the female gets treated the worst, you know what I mean? Because she treat herself the worst pretty much. She don't value herself, and she don't stand firm on her shit. So, as a result, she get treated the worst. You dig? And it's terrible. Bobby all day say, in the early 2000s, in the .com era in San Francisco, some girls making up to 4 to 5 grand a night at the Golden Doors. I believe it. See, I don't know what minimum wage was in the early 2000s, because like I told y'all, my only 9 to 5 that I ever had was Target, right? And in the year 2000, I was working at Target. And minimum wage at that time was like $6.25 an hour. This is in Long Beach. So pretty much LA County, right? Minimum wage was like $6.25 back then. So I'm sure it was something similar in San Francisco. Might have been a little more, might have been a little less. Ain't no telling, but at the time, right? And listen to what this man just said. Bitches was making 4 to 5,000. So my point is, you know, by bitches having become the trick sidekick, they try to make it like the game ain't what it used to be. Hoes don't make as much money as they used to because there's not as much money available. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. There's actually more money available. That's why I said in Vegas, there's never been a greater time to get money in Vegas than right now. There's more money available for bitches to get in Las Vegas than ever right now. And it's only increasing. Next year, the Raiders is going to be there. They already got the new hockey team over there. And the Big Three be over there, Ice Cube's league. So it's all this money coming to the town. They even talking about an NBA team possibly at some point ending up in Las Vegas. So the money is more available than ever in Las Vegas. And as long as them casinos is there, it's for sure going to be some money there for a bitch to get. As long as the casino is there, the money is going to be there. So a bitch is always going to have the money available to her. But like I said, the money is more available than ever. There's more money available than ever for hoes in Las Vegas right now. But the problem is, bitches don't have a desire for the shit. Bitches don't, they're not thinking about what they're capable of and, you know, acting according to that. They just don't give a fuck. You know, just as well as there's never been a greater time in Vegas for bitches to get money. There's never been more money available than it is right now. There's never been so many dumbass, retarded ass, not just bitches, but niggas that call themselves pimps. There's never been so many dumb, retarded motherfuckers in the game as in Vegas as it is right now. It's so many, like, dumb, retarded, dope fiend, drug addicted, motherfuckers that's the bitch sidekick, the trick sidekick. It's never been more of that in Vegas than it is right now. See, Vegas has always kind of been known as like a mecca for punk bitches, you know, and a mecca for niggas that ain't got no pimping. Vegas has always kind of been known, had that still in the way it is right now. So that's what's fucked up. You would think that by the money, but see, motherfuckers just ain't even aware. Motherfuckers ain't aware of the fact that there's more money available in Vegas right now than it's ever been. Motherfuckers ain't even conscious of that fact. Because conscious of that fact, they're not able to act upon it. They're not able to move according to that fact. So bitches is gonna continue to be these tricks sidekick, and these niggas is gonna continue to be these bitches sidekick. And it's just gonna be what it is, man. And it's sad, but it's a harsh reality, man. Okay, Anton say U.S. Department of Labor set the minimum wage, and you can probably check previous years and present years to confirm. Right. His car payment is $500 and child support is killing his pockets. Hey, Tony, see, you being funny, man. It be shit like that these bitches really be saying, man. Bitches got all the excuses for a trick in the world. They got more excuses. They be making up excuses that the trick didn't even think of. And the trick will sit there and be like, damn, this bitch smart. I need to use that too. They putting excuses on the trick that the trick didn't even have in the first place. Right. Bobby all day say, me and you know there's a circuit. It's like anything else. When Vegas slows up, you can go to Miami, bounce around, take flight. People don't realize there's a season in every city and events too. This is true. This is true. But like I say, man, in Las Vegas, probably not so much now, but back when Vegas was popping, bitch making $5,000 or better. 365 every day. There's a bitch in Las Vegas making $5,000 or better. At least $5,000 every day in Vegas. There's at least one bitch doing that. Honestly speaking, it's more than one bitch doing that every day, I believe, but bare minimum, there's at least one bitch doing that every day. So I say all that, the money is there. Vegas ain't like everywhere else. And yeah, Vegas got its seasons too. You know, Vegas gets slow certain parts of the year as far as the traffic of the tourist traffic. The tourism slows down certain parts of the year in Vegas. Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. But the bottom line is, it's always a trick on that motherfucking strip with a hard dick and a pocket full of money or a bank account full of money. Whatever the case, money available to a bitch. Every night in Vegas, there's a trick with a hard dick waiting to be broke on by a bitch. Every night. Every day and every night in Vegas, there's a trick losing $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 to gambling. Every day that's happening. 365 days a year, 366 days in a leap year, there's a trick. Right now, as we speak, it's a trick who just lost $50,000 gambling. Today, that has already happened, and it's going to happen again before midnight. So, with that in mind, if a trick is doing that every single day, then it lets you know there's money for a bitch to get every day. Like, casinos don't have days where they don't make money. Casinos don't have days where they just don't make no money at all. Casinos ain't sitting there like, damn, man, we ain't made shit today. That don't happen. And see, at the casino, because we'll talk in terms of that, right? Because that's like a guilty pleasure. Gambling is a guilty pleasure, just like tricking on a bitch is a guilty pleasure, right? And in terms of just guilty pleasures, Vegas, them casinos, they not hearing all that shit. The trick can't go, or the motherfucker with the gambling problem, he can't go to the casino and be like, damn, you know what, man? You know, I had all this shit going on this week, man, and all my money is gone. But can y'all just let me borrow $1,000 to gamble with, man? And if I double my money, I'll give y'all $1,000 a night. But you know, if I lose $1,000, you know, I get paid on the 15th, and I'll just give you the money then. The casino ain't finna go for none of that shit. Because they know how strong the desire is for a motherfucker to gamble. So they don't have to do that shit. And what bitches don't understand is, just like you have motherfuckers that can't resist that urge to gamble, you have motherfuckers that can't resist that urge to trick. But bitches they not as confident in themselves, in the fact that they a bitch, and the fact that tricks want them as bad as gamblers want to gamble. They not as confident in themselves as, you know, motherfuckers that run casinos are, and they casino. So a bitch is going to be way more flexible than that casino. But imagine if bitches was as firm about they hoeing as everybody else in every other industry, every other line of work, any other business. Just imagine if bitches was as serious about they hoeing as McDonald's is about they burgers, as uh, Subway is about they sandwiches. You know, imagine if bitches was as serious about that as, you know, Rolex is about they watches. You know, imagine if bitches took themselves as seriously as these casinos take they gambling. You know, basically motherfuckers taking them their establishment serious. Imagine if bitches took themselves even half as seriously as these other businesses take themselves. The game would be beautiful, man. It'd be so many millionaires in the game. And see, that's my point. Like, people think that like being a millionaire in the game is so far-fetched, but it should be a regular thing in the game right now. There's so much money available for hoes to make in the game right now. Being a millionaire, that should be some standard shit. Being a millionaire in the game should be standard. That should be some regular ass shit. Just like how if you go to Vegas right now, you're going to see a bunch of motherfuckers with 7 Series Beamers. You're going to see a bunch of motherfuckers with S-Class Benzes. That's like some normal ass shit in Vegas. For a motherfucker to have a house, like a 3-4 bedroom house, and they paying like $1,300-$1,400 a month in Vegas. 2-story house with a pool in the back, they might be paying $1,600 a month or whatever in Vegas. You know how like that's some regular ass shit in the game right now? It should be some regular shit in the game for motherfuckers to be millionaires. I'm talking about cross country, coast to coast, everywhere. It should be a good amount of millionaires in the game in every city. Everywhere you go. Of course, you know, the bigger cities would have more millionaires and the smaller cities would have less. But there should be millionaire pimps and bitches a part of millionaire households everywhere in the country. That's how much money is available. And like TYG saying tax-free money. See, I haven't looked that up in a minute, but California is one of the main places where there's a lot of money. There's like millions of dollars that's like unaccounted for, just floating around. You know, it's you know, it's not being taxed. It's not. It's just like in the streets, in the black market, so on and so forth. Right? There's so much motherfucking unaccounted for money just in California alone, but throughout the whole country. In America, there is so much unaccounted for money. And it lets you know what's available to pimps and hoes. You know, but as long as motherfuckers remain the sidekick, as long as these niggas remain the bitch's sidekick, as long as these bitches remain the trick sidekick, this money is just gonna be, it's gonna stay floating around. It's just gonna be sitting there, waiting for a motherfucker to grab it. You know, motherfuckers is just not inclined, man. That's the bottom line. Motherfuckers just ain't, and it's sad. Because all it takes is for a motherfucker to be inclined to have the money. And you know, bitches just got such a disbelief in themselves and such a disbelief in the game. It's crazy. You can't even, like, when a pimp be trying to have these types of conversations with a bitch about what she's capable of. Bitches don't even, it's not even appealing because they can't even wrap their head around being a part of and doing some of the shit that the pimps say that they can be a part of and do. Bitches can't even begin to imagine themselves making shit like that happen. So, it don't even appeal to them. Like in the words of Stephen R. Covey, a satisfied need no longer motivates, right? So if you easily satisfied, you ain't gonna have no motivation. Your motivation is really gonna go as far as your satisfaction. So, if you on your Rolling Stone shit and you can't get no satisfaction, you're gonna have a lot of room for ambition and you're gonna be able to make certain things happen. But when you're easily satisfied motherfucker, like I said, the satisfied need no longer motivates. And if a bitch is satisfied with being able to pay for her room today, being able to get an eighth of weed, being able to get, a bottle of Hennessy and, a hot dog at 7-Eleven, if this satisfies a bitch, she ain't gonna have no motivation. So that's where the disconnect is as far as the pimping trying to appeal to these bitches. You're not gonna be able to appeal to a bitch that's easily satisfied like that. So the dilemma is expanding the bitch's vision and somehow getting the bitch to understand what she's capable of. Because if you could get a bitch to understand, like, yeah, bitch, you living in this room, but you capable of, you got a mansion in your ass just waiting to be pulled out, right? You know that, right? If you could get a bitch to understand and comprehend things like that, then man, the sky would be the limit. Seriously. But yeah, man, if you have not already, go ahead and wipe your feet off at the door, man. Hit that thumbs up button for a pimp while I take me a small love break. Got to put some love in my body, man. Mr. Chris Mack say Vegas got some high rollers because a bottle of Hennessy was $150. Yeah, see, that's what lets you know, like, that's what lets you know the money is there. When you on that Las Vegas Strip, everything is expensive as fuck. You know what I mean? I don't eat McDonald's or anything like that or Burger King. They got Fat Burger and all that shit on the strip. And that shit is probably double the price of what it would be anywhere else on that strip. It's up there. See, it's beyond getting a bitch to like you. See, that part ain't really difficult. At least the way I see it, man. Getting a bitch to like your pimping, that part is not really difficult. The ambition is the real dilemma. Getting these bitches to believe in themselves and understand what they're capable of. That's the dilemma right there. Because I done had so many bitches get at me, you know, trying to give me the impression that they like me. But when I talk about making certain things happen and doing certain things and having certain things, like I said, they so accustomed to being a trick sidekick, they can't even fathom doing this shit, making it happen, because all they can fathom is sitting back waiting for this trick to give them some money, waiting back sitting for this trick that have pity on them and give them a donation. When you dealing with bitches like that, it's not hard to get them to like you. The difficult part is getting them to understand your vision and share that vision with you and see themselves being larger than life and see themselves being out of the clutches and out of the control of a trick and taking charge and taking control themselves. And see, another thing is, you know, that's one thing I haven't mentioned. But another problem is a lot of bitches are just lazy, man. A lot of bitches are just lazy. A lot of bitches understand you got some bitches that understand that they could be doing more than what they doing, but they just lazy. You know, it's too much work to do some real hoeing. To a real hoe that's actually doing some real hoeing, the work ain't nothing to her. Applying game and, you know, having her way with a trick, that ain't nothing to her. But to a lot of these bitches, that shit is too much work. When all the bitch got to do is sit back, answer the phone, you know, lay on her back and the trick give her some money. That's easy. And you know, a bitch, she ain't got to walk around. She get to sit in her room all day. She ain't got to be really too physical. She can just sit in the room, lay in the bed. She ain't got to walk nowhere. She ain't even got to walk nowhere to get nothing to eat. You know, they got Grubhub and Uber Eats and all that type of shit. She can have food delivered to her. Bitch ain't even got to go outside. Depending on where she is, they even got weed. You could get weed delivered to you now. A lot of these dispensaries deliver, depending on if you in a state where, you know, marijuana is recreational. A lot of these dispensaries deliver the weed to you. So a bitch ain't got to do nothing. Like, they really be thinking they living a life. So that's another problem too. A lot of bitches is just lazy. They don't want to put no work in. They understand that they could be making more happen than what they making happen right now, but they just lazy, man. It's more bitches that are just ignorant than that, but it's still a good amount of bitches that's just flat out lazy. That social media is conditioning. Yeah, that's true too, man. Social media fucks up a lot too, man. Because that social media is really an ambition killer too. Because like I say, a satisfied need no longer motivates. So if a bitch has a need to, you know, get clout and get attention, and she's getting that all the time, that need is being satisfied on social media, and that's like her biggest desire in life, is to be recognized and to have her notifications jumping, her DM jumping, and all that type of shit. If that's all a bitch care about, she not gonna really be motivated. That's why you can't motivate a bitch like that. A bitch that thinks she the shit, and the whole foundation of her thinking she's the shit is her social media presence. It's gonna be hard to motivate a bitch like that. Snapchat premiums. That's funny. But you got bitches that's so lazy they don't even want to learn how to do that, and that's easy shit. I ain't never fucked with the Snapchat premiums, but I understand it, and I know that it's very simple. But bitches don't even, they be too lazy to even try to learn that shit and do that. And the Snapchat premium shit, that's some shit for a lazy bitch. That shit need to be called Snapchat minimums. Because with that Snapchat premium, you giving the gift that keeps on giving. You know the trick. Once he pay you for that video or that picture or those pictures or videos or whatever, he get to save that shit, and he get to keep on looking at it and getting his nut off based on that. So you ain't gonna never get what you worth on that Snapchat shit. That's why that shit need to be called Snapchat minimums. Right, like Left Lane say, bitches trying to beat overnight sensations the next Black China. Yeah, that's a lot of them. TYG say, I'm not a P, but if I ever decide to take a woman serious, gotta delete social media profiles unless she's selling them or selling something. It's not so much that the bitch can't have social media. It's just that when the bitch is controlled by it. Like I say, you know, being the master of whatever you're dealing with as opposed to being mastered by the shit. The majority of bitches is mastered by social media. They can't live without it. That shit controls them. It dictates their movement and everything that they do. You know, if it's that type of situation, then yeah, social media. But you got a lot of bitches that'll blow up on a pimp if he say some shit like that. I haven't had it happen to me, but I've seen it happen to a lot of pimps that I know. Pimpin' might tell the bitch like, "Look, man, you're gonna have to delete or you're gonna have to deactivate that social media." A bitch will get gone, and a bitch ain't making no money on that social media. She's not being productive on there whatsoever. But a bitch will really blow up on a pimp if the pimpin' say, yeah, bitch, you know, this social media is a problem, bitch. You know, it's killing your productivity, man. You're gonna have to get that shit a break, bitch. You're gonna have to deactivate that shit. Bitch gonna blow up on a motherfucker, man. The majority of these bitches, 9 times out of 10, they blowing, man. That bitch is gonna get her motherfucking Houdini on. She's disappearing, Jack. So yeah, I'm gonna answer y'all's questions and have some dialogue with y'all for about 10 more minutes. Then I'm gonna go wrap this shit up, man. Continue on with my evening. China, shaking my head. Yeah. And see, Black China, she ain't even got no game. She got a little tiny bit of game, but she don't have it. Like, if Black China had some pimping, like if I had Black China, if I was Black China's folks, balling out of control. I'm talking about balling out of control. If I was Amber Rose's folks, balling out of control. Both of them bitches are stupid. And see, what them bitches don't understand, like, you know, it's gonna come a time, bitch, where you know, don't nobody want to fuck y'all no more. You know, y'all gonna become old and less attractive, you know, and what you gonna do then? Because that's basically the essence of what them bitches got going on is they looks. Them bitches is basically capitalizing on the fact that motherfuckers want to fuck them. And I give them that when it come to Black China and when it come to Amber Rose and other bitches like them. You know, they at least understand their value to that extent. They understand that motherfuckers really, really, really want to fuck them and that they'll do anything to fuck them. So they use that and they play on that, right? So I give them bitches that. You know, but it's not nearly on the level of like a Kim Kardashian or any of them Kardashian. I give them that Kardashian Jenner family, I give them bitches. Them bitches got some game. Them bitches got game, especially Kim. Kim got game like a motherfucker. And she got that confidence as well as, you know, knowing that motherfuckers will do anything to try to fuck her and have her and all that. Kim understand that, but see, unlike them other bitches, them Kardashians, when them bitches get old and they get to a point where don't nobody really want to fuck on them like that, they're not seen like sex symbols no more, them bitches is still gonna have long bread. You know, them Kardashians got game. They allow their beautiful brains to stand tall where their beautiful bodies fall short. See, when it comes to like an Amber Rose or a Black China or any of them type of bitches, especially Black China, them bitches, they don't allow their brains to stand tall where their bodies fall short. Because their body is only going to get them so far. And because of the platforms that they own, platforms that they have, their body is going to get them further than a lot of bitches, but they don't really allow their brain to pick up where their body leaves off. They don't have like a lot of game. And, you know, Kim is really given the blueprint in a lot of ways. But first of all, what got to be understood is like the way that Kim got on, that probably ain't going to never get done again. You know, because everybody done tried to make a sex tape and that shit it ain't going to have the same effect as when Kim did the shit. And it's not that, like, don't get me wrong, she's a, you know, gorgeous bitch and everything, but she's not the only gorgeous bitch or she's not the most gorgeous bitch. It's other bitches that look just as good as Kim. It's other bitches that look better than Kim. But the way that she did it, that's not going to get done again. It's not going to happen. You know, she just really got blessed in that regard. But nonetheless, there's other bitches who have, you know, a platform, and if they take other pages out of Kim's book, they really could have it going on. Cause see, Kim, that bitch, like I said, that bitch got game. This bitch studying to be a lawyer now. She's involved in that prison reform shit. She done got a lot of motherfuckers out of jail. You know, that bitch got game. And see, she's really I'm already knowing that she got a lot of game from her father, and she probably tied into a lot of people in that arena because of who her father was. You know, I know she tapped into a lot of lawyers and a lot of powerful motherfuckers because of who her father was, and the bitch is using that shit to her advantage. So when it comes to bitches like that, I give them bitches props. That whole Kardashian Jenner family, them bitches got game. Kris Jenner, a real P if we keep it in 100. Kris got game too, of course, you know. But no, Kim is, see, if you was to ask them, they probably would say that Kris Jenner is the matriarch of that family. But the real matriarch of that family is Kim Kardashian. Kim is the one that put everybody on. They already was cool. You know, before that sex tape with Ray J came out, the Kardashian Jenner family was already cool because of who Robert Kardashian was and what he set up for them. And then furthermore, Bruce Jenner, you know, Bruce Jenner already had it going on. So the Kardashian Jenner family, they already was straight. But Kim specifically put that whole family on a whole nother level. She didn't just elevate her, and that's what I love about Kim Kardashian. The bitch didn't just elevate herself, she elevated her whole family. Now look, her little sister is a fucking billionaire. This bitch is a 21-year-old fucking billionaire. You know, that's, man. And even though Kylie might have, you know, the most money as an individual, the motherfucker with the most power is Kim. Kylie got the money, but Kim got the motherfucking power. Kim got the juice. That bitch got the juice. She got the game. She is the foundation of that family, the matriarch, all of that shit. That's Kim Kardashian. If you take Kim out of that family, if Kim never would have been a part of that family, if she didn't exist, they wouldn't be where they was, wouldn't none of them be where they at right now. None of them will be where they are right now. So you gotta, Chris is cool, you know, she the mama and everything, but man, you gotta give all that up to Kim. Kim deserves all the props, you know what I mean? She is the one. You know, and it's sad because, man, Kanye got a lot of issues, man. Kanye ain't even he's done some cool things and he's doing some cool things, but Kanye's not even living up to his potential like he could be. And if Kanye was mentally and in terms of wisdom on the same level of a Jay-Z, him and Kim, they could be moving mountains. They could be doing some, like, as amazing as the shit they got going on right now, they could be really killing shit if Kanye really had his mind right, man. You know, because the way I see it, I hate to say it, but Kim is really, she's smarter than him. That shit feel funny even rolling off my tongue, man, but it's a fact. Kim is smarter than Kanye. She got more game than Kanye. Okay. But yeah, Kim is the one in that family, man. And even between her and Kanye, I hate to say it, but she even smarter than him, got more game than him, wiser than him, all of that. But if he was on the level mentally of a Jay-Z, they'll be killing shit. Kanye's probably too emotional. He's too emotionally driven. He more emotionally driven than Kim is. But they still doing their thing. But you know, if it ever came a time where either of them fall off, it would be Kanye to fall off first. Kanye ain't gonna never fall off, but if it was ever a possibility of either of them falling off, he gonna fall off before she do. Kim ain't never falling off. Right, like TYG say, granted she has more opportunity, but she still is sharper. She understands how she can get it and capitalizes. Yeah, Kim got the power. Like I said, you know, Kylie might have more money, and even other people in general might have more money than Kim, but that bitch got power. That bitch got juice, motherfucker. Her power of influence is off. Kylie got power as far as, you know, in terms of business. You know, she handling her thing when it comes to the business aspect. She got the cosmetics thing rolling. and she's a billionaire behind that. But see, the thing with Kim, like I said, Kim is cold. People not thinking about, why is this bitch studying to become a lawyer? Why is this bitch studying for the bar? Why does this bitch want to be a lawyer? She's worth hundreds of millions already. Why in the fuck does this bitch want to be a lawyer? Kim got game and she been studying, motherfuckers. See? She don't have to do that. You got a lot of wealthy individuals who aren't formally educated. But as you go higher up the ladder and you get to the top, all of them motherfuckers got degrees. All of them motherfuckers got formal educations. All the motherfuckers got master's degrees and doctorate degrees and all that type of shit. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, all of them type of motherfuckers. You know, the whole Walton family, them motherfuckers is educated, formally educated. Not only is Kim becoming formally educated, but this bitch is becoming a lawyer. See, not only do she got the business aspect locked down, socially her power of influence is off the chain, and then now she's getting the education locked down, and by her being a lawyer, she's gonna have that legal world locked down. This bitch is gonna be a lawyer. She's gonna know the law, and she's gonna be able to do certain things, take certain matters into her own hands by her being a lawyer. Man, that bitch is off the chain. Kim is cold. That bitch is cold. It would take a lot to pass up Oprah, but you know, Kim is still a whole lot younger than Oprah too. And I could see Kim really being on the level of an Oprah, if not surpassing Oprah, in terms of power and juice. Because even with Oprah, it's the same thing. As far as power, it's other people that got more money than Oprah, but Oprah got power. Oprah got juice. And see, Kim is kind of like a baby Oprah right now. You know what I mean? She ain't got as much power. She ain't got as much money, but she's a lot younger than Oprah. And I could see, like, because Oprah's in her mid-60s pretty much. So she got a good 25 plus years on Kim. So imagine Kim Kardashian, not even 25 years. Imagine Kim 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Money and power gonna be off the chain. Off the chain. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It all started by sucking the right dick at the right time. That is some cold shit. You gotta give it up to Kim, man. I know she got a lot of haters, man, but that bitch sucked the right dick at the right time, and now she killing shit. Can you say Oprah is a boss bitch, or is that inappropriate? Nah, Drew, that's appropriate. Oprah's definitely a boss bitch. You know, you got a lot of boss bitches. Like me, I don't subscribe to that. You know, it's impossible for a bitch to be a boss. You know, I don't see, I got a different outlook when it comes to certain things like that than a lot of people. See, I see you got bosses, and then you have kings and queens, right? Now, of course, the king is the top, right? You can't get any higher than the king. And the queen is subject to the king, right? But you have kings and queens, and then you have bosses. You got boss niggas and boss bitches, right? But see, the difference is A boss is a position, but being a king or queen, that's royalty, and that royalty has to do with your character. You know, being a king is that's in your nature, right? But it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to be in your nature to be a boss. You know, you could be a boss of a business or a boss of an organization or something like that, and you could lose your position and you ain't a boss no more. But when you a king or a queen, that's a part of who you are. It's not so much about your position. See, being a boss is more so about your position in life. But being a king or a queen, that's who you are. You dig? So I say all that to say, yeah, Oprah is not only a boss bitch, Oprah is a queen. For sure. But you could definitely call her a boss bitch though. The Westbrooks should be our Kardashians. What you think? No. If you talking about Russell Westbrook and his family, no. See, Russell Westbrook, he's another individual that's too emotionally driven. You know, much props to Russell. I respect his basketball skills and everything like that, but he's too emotional. Left Lane say Oprah is all that. Indeed, she is. The Real TV says she's not a queen for going against Michael Jackson. Yeah, see, what people don't think about is like the fact that everybody is subject to making mistakes, and Oprah definitely made them. She definitely is wrong in going against Michael Jackson. I agree with you on that. But at the end of the day, she's still a bitch. And by her being a bitch, by her being a female, a woman, females are subject to making certain decisions based on how they feel. Really, men can be that way too, but especially women. It's in the nature of a woman to, at some point, be driven emotionally, right? That's just a part of. She wouldn't be a woman if she wasn't subject to that, right? So I think Oprah made the statements that she made just based on how she was feeling at the time. She wasn't thinking about how much sense that it made for her to say what she said. And from what I understand, now she's like backpedaling on the statement that she made against Michael Jackson. That's just like I was seeing something about when it comes to that Neverland, that I never watched the documentary, right? But when you look at the description of it, they changed it. HBO changed it. Initially, the description says something to the effect of like it spoke matter of factly. It was something to the something like along the lines of these people are giving their accounts of the abuse that happened at Neverland Ranch, something like that. They changed it from that and they put the word alleged in there. So it went from being a fact, what these people were saying about Michael on that documentary, it went from being a fact to being alleged. Now all of a sudden it's alleged. And I already know the reason why they saying that it's alleged is because that's a fact. And it's such a blatant fact because the feds came against Michael, and even the feds recently said this shit. The feds were saying how they had so much shit against Michael Jackson, and they didn't use those words, but pretty much they felt stupid because all that shit came out to be lies. All that shit, none of that shit had no substance behind it. You dig? So, but yeah, nah, Oprah was definitely wrong in that. Yeah, man. Pimp about to end this live, man. And y'all already know, I appreciate y'all as always. But the bottom line is sum this live up, man. You know, it would be a beautiful thing if bitches learn how to stop being the trick sidekick, man. That shit is really disgusting for a bitch in the game to be the trick sidekick. And it's even more disgusting to know that the majority of bitches in the game are the trick sidekick, man. It don't have to be, and it shouldn't be. And it's disgusting. And the sooner bitches understand how disgusting that shit is, the better off the game gonna be. You dig? But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for hitting that like button. I appreciate you for hating and hitting the thumbs down button as well. I appreciate all y'all's comment, input, feedback, so on and so forth. I appreciate all the shares. I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the support that y'all come with, every which way that y'all come with it, you did. And y'all already know we're going to do this again in the very near future. If y'all out moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And don't forget to put some love in your body. You dig? Free.